Okay, my apologies on that. We got frozen, so now we're going to finish up in part 2, number 19 and number 20. So we're saying this is the same that we saw in our notes, that k equals 2. Dilation of 2 about the origin means that k is equal to 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all our pre-image points, which are these ones written in black, and we're going to multiply them by 2. So 0 times 2 is 0, 2 times 2 is 4. R prime is going to be 2, 4. Because 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, and then t prime is going to be 0, negative 2. We're going to plot our image points, which are the ones in green, our prime points. So we're at 0, 4, so we got s prime. We're at 2, 4, so we got r prime. And then lastly, we're at 0, negative 2 is t prime. So this was an enlargement because our scale factor was more than 1. It was greater than 1. So our figure got larger, and we're just going to shade in that extra part here. When we're doing a dilation of 1/2 about the origin, this means that k is equal to 1/2, which is the same as dividing by 2. So multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2. So we're going to write out our points. We have u at negative 2, negative 1, v is at 3, 1, and w is at 3, negative 1. We're going to divide all these points by 2. So u prime is going to be at negative 1, negative 0.5, because we get negative 1 over 2, which is 1/2. So as a decimal, that's negative 0.5. V prime, we're going to have 3 divided by 2, which is 1 and 1/2, which is 1.5. We know 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. And then W prime is going to be 1.5, and then again negative 0.5. Because I'm dividing by 2, I'm getting fractions, and I'm just converting them to decimals. So U prime is going to go at negative 1, negative 0.5. So it's going to go about halfway down. So it's right there. V is going to go at 1.5, 0.5. So that's right here. And then W prime is at 1.5, negative 0.5, so that's about here. So we can see that our figure got smaller. So we're going to connect our vertices. And we're going to shade in our image. So make sure you are shading, whether your shape is big or small. So I saw that on the last test, that a lot of us didn't shade when our figure was really small. We shaded all the other times, but not when our figure was really small. So make sure you're shading. So the main things to remember are to make sure you're labeling your points and to make sure you are shading. Those are things I'm going to be looking for when we are grading the test.